y'all, it's Charlene from the Crafty Art Shack, and we're back here today with another awesome video. So let's get to the craft desk and get started. Let's go. Here we go with DIY number 1 for our minis. Today we're going to be making a bunch of miniature pumpkins, and I'm taking one of these little wood slices from the Dollar Tree, and I'm cutting off the bottom of it so that it sits flat when you stand it up and it doesn't roll around. And then see, like I showed you how that one will roll, this one now won't roll. So let me get that cleaned up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add our little peduncle to the top of this. Now I could have drilled a hole, but I didn't. I just chose to glue mine right on there with some hot glue, because even if you get a dab of hot glue on there, it's okay, because this is going to be covered up with all our little embellishments. Now I took me some of these little pieces of leaves and some of that pickberries and one of these little designs that I made with my hot glue in my molds. And so what I'm doing is I'm embellishing the front of the pumpkin, and so I'm going to take the hot glue and glue this hot glue piece on here that I made with my little molds. And these are some of the finer pieces that usually don't work with my bigger projects, but they work for these. So save all of those, don't get rid of them. Now the next thing we're going to do is something. We're going to do something. I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, we're going to put the gloves on the doctors in the house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this antique gold rub and buff. And so what I'm going to do is put a little bit on the back of my glove, and then I'm going to rub it on to this project so that it gives it a little bit of sparkle. And I'm sorry, you guys, if my voice sounds like it's going in and out. It feels like it is. And then I'm going to go around the edges of the pumpkin to just give it some of that gold glitz and make it just look beautiful and not so rustic looking. And I'm going to go around the edges and just using up that antiquing wax that I have and put some on the front of the pumpkin. Now that we're done, we can get these doctor's gloves off, because they do make your hands sweat, and I don't like that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off some of these itty bitty leaves, and I'm going to use my itty bitty scissors. And then we're going to take one of these little pickberries from something else I had, and we're going to add this in here with a pair of tweezers. And it's okay if it's a little long, because by the time we get all the embellishments on, you won't see. Then we're going to add these little leaves with some hot glue. You guys, these turned out so cute. And my daughter has a dollhouse that we are working on, and I am making these for the fall for her dollhouse. Now, it doesn't have any furniture in it. It's not painted. Somebody gave it to her, and it was one of those larger dollhouses and that you get from Hobby Lobby. And that's what I made the chair for last month. And now what I'm doing is making some little pumpkin decorations for her house. And yeah, we're going to work on some more furniture for that house too, but we're not there yet. With her work schedule, it's kind of hard to get with her, but you may see me doing a few videos here and there over at her place and not in front of my craft desk, because her house is at her house. Her dollhouse is at her house. Now, I am taking one of these, what is that? It came from Clothespin, and I save just about everything. And so I'm trimming off those little ends, and I'm going to get those out of the way. And I'm going to put this on here as my little wire to be my, what do you call it? My little vine. And it's okay if it's silver. You could put some of that antiquing wax on there. I don't think I did. I taped this a few days ago, so I don't remember if I went back and put some of that gold antiquing wax on there. But you can glue this on there just like you do everything else with the hot glue. And isn't that going to look so cute? Now, I decided I wanted it under the leaf, so I'm going to took the leaf off, put this on first. That's the good thing about working with hot glue. You can rearrange your stuff. And so I'm put a little bit more glue on, put my leaf back on, add a bow, and we will see the rest of this at the final reveal. Now here we go with DIY number 2. For this one, you're going to need a clear bead and one of these little green beads and this little pin-like thing that you get from the jewelry department. And I went to put it in there and it's going to fall through. So what I'm going to do is put it in there just till it's just about at the end. And then what I'm going to do is add some of that DAP Rapid Fuse glue in there and let this sit for a second until that gets in place like I want it and it holds. Now this one's pretty quick and pretty simple, but you got to be patient and let that glue dry right there. Now I'm going to switch over to my hot glue, and now that that other glue is dried, and I'm going to put a dab of it on, and I'm going to slip the little green bead over the top. Now that's going to be my little leaves. This one, it goes pretty quick, and yep, look, I glued that to my finger. Never fails. I just about make it through a video and don't make any mistakes, and guess what? There I go again, I do. So what I'm doing here now is I'm trying to make a little curly Q for my peduncle, and it isn't working the way I want it to. So I'm going to trim that off, and I'm going to make it much shorter. Now, I went to sit my pumpkin up, and it wouldn't stay sitting up like I liked it. So I took one of these, curled the top of that. Now I'm going to take that DAP Rapid Fuse glue. I'm going to put some more of it on the bottom, and I'm going to put that little ring that you get with jewelry stuff on the bottom of this, and I'm going to slide it into place where I want it, and I'm going to let it sit there for a few minutes, and then that'll cause this to stand up on its own. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I want to add a little bow to this, but this gets pretty... This is so intricate and so small. I got me one of these little bitty magnifying glasses, and I got one of these. It's got these little clips on it, and this came from Harbor Freight, and I'm going to hold that right where I want it, and I'm trying to get that in frame so that y'all can get a good view of what I'm doing. And I'm going to make an itty bitty bow. Yep, this is a trick and a half. Now that's just a piece of white material, and if you'll use your little regulator to kind of help you get all of this where you need it, it kind of works as your fingers, and it's a little bit smaller and you can get it in there. And you're just going to fiddle with this. It does get a little fiddly trying to do this, but if you'll put that in there inside the loops, the little regulator in there, and then you pull on your tails, it works. Now, if you don't have a regulator, you can use a toothpick. That works fine too. I usually use toothpicks, but I just didn't have one right there beside me. So I'm going to trim these up, and look at there. Isn't this adorable? You're going to see the rest of that one at the final reveal, and here we go with number 3. For our next little pumpkin, we got these little diamonds from the Dollar Tree. They're found over in the floral section in a package of about 25 or so. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take another one of these little leaves, and you're going to hot glue this right to the point. And this one, I love all of these today, but I really love this one. This one was so simple but so cute. And you just glue that in place, let it sit there for a few minutes, and while it's sitting there drying, take a piece of your muslin fabric and you're going to cut a little strip. Now I tried to tear this, and sometimes when you tear it, it doesn't want to work. And I'm going to cut off some of this little raffia, and we're going to add this to our little pumpkin here. And you're just going to go through and hot glue it on just like we did the other ones. To me, it's amazing what you can make a miniature out of. It is, and it takes nothing to make these miniatures. And you could take a whole lot of the nothings and make something. And that's what I like about miniatures. A lot of people ask me why I still do them, and it's just because they're so much fun. And because I know it's going to go in a dollhouse. Now, I wanted some more of those little pickberries, so I'm going to pull those out. I don't need all of that stem, so I'm going to cut these off and put them on there to the size that I need them to be. And if you just put them on there and put the hot glue on there, it'll work. Or you can use some of this rapid fuse glue. If you're afraid of getting too much hot glue on there, you can use that because it will dry clear and it won't mess up your stone. Now, once I get this on there, then I'm going to put it back in my little holder, and I'm trying to be very careful and hold it on a piece that I've already done. Then I'm going to wrap my little ribbon around and make a little bow, and we'll see the rest of this at the final reveal. Now, at this time, we'd like to thank our subscribers. We love you bunches. We appreciate everything you do for this channel. All the liking, the sharing, and the big thumbs up, and having conversations with us through the comments. We really enjoy all of that, and we appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We wouldn't be a channel if it wasn't for y'all watching. And so we just want to give you a big thanks. Now here we go with the final reveal. Now, Beth and I opened up the Chic Shack back in June, and we just flipped it to fall. So y'all come check us out because we got some awesome stuff over there. You sure don't want to miss it. If you ever want to know what's going on with our channel, go check out our channel lineup, and we'll tell you what's going on and what's coming up next, and so many other things. And our booth over at the Avonlea Mall is number 208, so come visit us. We'd love to have you.
Awesome. So you guys, if you like this content, subscribe. Hit that notification bell and give us that big thumbs up because it really helps our channel out. And we'll see you in the next episode of the Crafty Art Shack. We'll see you later. Bye.